Blog Talk Radio.
Friday night edition of the Pajama Party. One who was Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
All right. We're not taking no calls tonight. I don't know, some with the phone bill or something. I don't know. No, we are not taking no phone calls tonight. It's going to be an open discussion. Shoot it from the hip and, get it in.
All right.
We're in midway. Almost all the way through June already.
Yeah, for sure. 4th of July will be here in a minute.
Yes.
I don't know where the time has just gone.
It's gone.
Don't blink.
If you don't pay attention, it's going to go by.
Yeah. How's everybody tonight?
Doing pretty good.
Okay. I am wonderful. All right.
Be ever wonderful.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
All right.
Let's start singing now. All right.
There you are. Yes, ma'am.
Start us up, Papa.
I tell you, I'm asking this question to see if anybody feels like I do. Lately, driving, I don't know why I got this little level of paranoia about me. I just wonder if anybody else feels this way. It's like, when I'm driving, I just feel like, hey, you kind of feel like a marked man,
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's just so much out there when it comes to like unruly driving. Unruly driving has gotten to an all-time high. I mean, there's no courteousness. There's no letting you over. You're on the highway. There's no yielding. People yielding.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Nobody's yielding anymore. I think people look and see what kind of car you have to see whether or not they could beat you when they're coming off an exit. And you're already going comfortably 80 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
A person will come on the highway right in front of you like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then people riding behind you, tailgating you behind you like so aggressive that you feel like you're about to get either carjacked or some type of road rage happening to you. And it just, I don't know, maybe because of my age or my relaxation in my life, I just want to run it by y'all to see whether or not y'all feel this way sometime. When people really are next to you, going by you, behind you, you feel like they're just all in your soul. You know what I mean? I mean, you feel like you're just like, and then you're trying to, you don't want to react, and I'm just continue this. You don't want to react because you don't want no, what they call it, road rage.
Yeah, no.
So you ain't throwing up no birds. You ain't doing no kind of retaliation toward anything. I mean, it's crazy. Do you feel that way? You ever think about it? Or,
I've seen some of the nuts out there where I call them the nuts. Where if
I know the visuals out there, but what about as far as how you feel when somebody's behind you and they're so close on your damn bumper, you can see pimples in their face and you're really...
I typically feel more anger than I do, like, the paranoia that you mentioned.
Yeah.
I look in the rear view and I see a nut behind me too close, and I'm looking in the rear view like, well, good gracious, can you get off of me? And sometimes I'll either speed up to try to put some more distance in between us if I can do so safely. And if I can't do that, then I'll start slowing down so that they'll finally just go the heck around me. But, yeah, I know what you're saying. But, no, I don't usually feel like, like they're coming for me. I just, keep an eye on them. But I do feel like it's a bunch of lunatics out here where I wonder where did they get their license. Like, did you really pass the driver's test? Or you just, just jump behind the wheel and do what you want to do? What about you, Ketel?
A couple of things. If someone's behind me like that close and I'm able to pull over, I'll pull over. Like especially if I'm in the street, if I'm on a highway, then like you said, I'll move over, or I'll just continue to go slow. I mean, people try to run you over in the slow lane. I'm like, okay, lady or man, I'm in the slow lane. That's why I'm over here to the far right.
Like, what do you want me to do?
Right.
Take off and fly?
And sometimes you can't get over, and then I'm not understanding why people are flying in a parking area.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? They fly through there, right? They fly through there, parking lot. They kill me with that. And I think Poppa DD said something a couple of weeks ago about the black car. Now I experienced something tonight. I'm at a 4-way stop sign. There's somebody in front of me, and there's a black car with the black tinted windows to the left of me. So the car in front of me goes, and the car to the left of me goes, and so the car in front is like waving the guy on, or girl, whatever, waving them on. He stops in the middle of the street and just like he's Breaking Bad. He just stops there. And I'm blowing the horn, and by the time I blew it the second time, I said, whoa, wait a minute, maybe I better chill out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what this guy or girl going to do in this black car. So finally, I'm going to say the jackass went on about his business, and we proceeded straight. I'm like, okay, what's this, like a standoff or something? But the person was waving you to go ahead. I just don't understand that. You know, that's being courteous. Maybe this person, maybe they were born in the woods or something, and they don't know anything about either courtesy or know the ins and outs of driving.
The rules of the game, yeah.
Well, I'll add on to that one. 4-way stops and circles. When you get to the circles and you already are in the thing, and you see somebody coming in,
right?
Like there's a grocery store area near me where that is a treacherous circle.
It is.
And you're trying to just get across the other side of that thing, and cars are flying up on your right, usually not on the left as much because they're going behind you, but the car's flying in from your right, and you're already in the circle. But you don't know if they're going to stop or not, and some of them don't.
But they create circles to slow traffic down.
It's not working.
You know, it's like they just continuously going around. A lot of people don't know how to drive a circle.
That's the problem. They don't know what to do.
Right. And I think they need to put on the pavement how to, which lane can go where, because they just going to do their own thing.
It's crazy.
Tell me about it. So.
Yeah, it has gotten really out of hand. And I think there's no enforcement. I think that police now, to go home to their families, I don't think they're enforcing laws. I think a lot of people, you know what it really begins with? It begins like anything else. When it comes to home repairs or plumbing or anything else, there's only a certain level of plumbing that you can do before you say, I can't do that. And a certain level of what else drugs you can do in your house until you say, I got to call somebody. Right. And driving is the same way. A lot of people done got through their driver's test, either fudging it, or it could be a lot of people driving without a license. A lot of people be driving without a license. You never know. Right. But if you didn't take the time to learn your, and that could be the instructor paying off, ain't no telling. But because some people there could be a person that they are showing not showing, but that they mention on social media that with a code who will let you pass your test.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, because money is green.
That's true.
And, to get fired from DMV is just to get fired from a job. Ain't no big deal. But sometimes you don't learn stuff where, like if you're not a real HVAC person, you can't get into that air conditioner for so much.
Right.
And the same with, you can't get underneath that hood if you don't have a mechanic degree. Right. And the same with driving. If you didn't read that book like you're supposed to, you don't know what to do in that circle. Because you skipped that chapter. And, so...
And that would explain why people are challenging people, like you said, with that car at the 4-way stop.
Oh, wait.
It's like people are challenging you, And then when you feel like somebody's challenging you, sometimes I'll do that too. I'll be like, no, I'm not pulling in front of you because you're crazy.
Right.
So I'll wave them on and say, no, it's cool. You go.
Yeah, punk
you
out.
Go right
I punk
ahead.
out myself. I do.
I'm
I
like,
punk
no,
out.
go right ahead. Even though it's my turn,
I punk
you
out.
go right ahead. Right. And some people, like that person, get mad.
Right.
They like waving their hands and whatnot. Right. And I'm like, I'm not moving.
And you're right too. And I don't want to stay on this at all. But you're right, Ketel. I am so tired of them dark cars with them dark tinted windows acting like they got some kind of,
beef or something? Or?
They just act like they pissed off at the world and they just got some authority out there.
Right.
And are the police bothering them at all? Because they act like they running it. Every time I see somebody with dark windows, then they gonna ride by you slow. And how are you getting away with all that tint when there's legal?
And it's illegal.
When there's legal levels of how dark your tint should be.
Right.
I tell you, the police need to get off their ass and
put them on the kiss it list.
Tinted window vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have tinted
Chrysler 300.
Illegal tinted window drivers.
Chargers, usually Chrysler 300 Chargers.
That's interesting that you brought that topic up. I mean, for something that happened to me tonight, I was like, it was just the strangest thing. And it was like a standoff. Man wasn't going, or woman wasn't going anywhere. Mm-hmm. And they steady, it was 2-3 people in the car, and they kept waving. That sucker would move. And I kept blowing. I was like, okay, by the second blow, I said, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Right, let me get off this horn.
Right, this nigga tripping.
Because some people seem like they want to see your intimidation.
Right.
They want to see just where they can take you.
Right.
It's almost like a prison standoff. It's like,
Like they, I think these just people do that to blow off steam. That's funny or that's interesting to them. Challenging. Or something, but you're not gonna still.
How they get their kids.
It uplifts them on what's going on in their life,
right?
Especially if baby mama drama's happening and somebody taking them for $700 a month, like it ain't nothing. He could barely pay that car note or that insurance bill on that car.
Like,
but anyway,
what I got to lose?
Yeah, he just want to get as good as
right.
Whatever.
All right. Well, let's get into the rundown.
Right.
What you got on tap for us tonight, Kevin?
I got on tap. We got plenty going on. In focus, Uvalde mayor accuses the DPS of lying. Also, Supreme Court repeals New York gun law. And recent NFL tragedies of 2022. Our cocktail of the week is the Ocean Breeze Punch. What's popping with Poppa DD? Of course, we're going to lighten it up with our weird news. Her husband turned out to be a woman.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, I'm glad I don't have that one. Amazon's Alexa could soon mimic voice of dead relatives. And Florida man team hauls in 18-foot, 215-pound Burmese python. Okay, y'all going to give me that one. Okay. I'm just saying with Redwine, goodbye, Jewel. Also living for the city with Poppa DD. My Hollywood wrap-up. I got a lot to talk about. The kiss it list and the last words. So we're going to sit back and relax, and we're going to get into In Focus.
All right.
Okay.
All right. What's happening first?
I have the first one. Uvalde mayor. He is accusing the Texas Department of Public Safety. That's what the DPS is. Director Steve McCraw called the Uvalde police response to the Robb Elementary shooting an abject failure. The mayor, Don McLaughlin, accused the top state cop of lying about the events that took place during the May 24th massacre. So during a city council meeting on Tuesday, McLaughlin alleged that McCraw has an agenda to protect state troopers and Texas Rangers. So he continues to lie, leak, or mistake information about law enforcement response to the mass shooting. McLaughlin also accused McGraw of presenting biased information by not acknowledging that 14 DPS officers stood in the school hallway for more than an hour while the gunman went on his rampage in the 2 classrooms. Goes on to say McLaughlin claims he and other local officials were instructed to keep quiet about law enforcement response to the shooting while investigations continue. wow. However, McLaughlin declared that now the gloves are off.
Mhm.
Right, I heard that.
They should have never been on.
Right.
Should have just told the truth. If y'all messed up, you messed up.
Right. It goes on to say McCraw's testimony came as new footage was released showing officers arrived at the campus fairly quickly after the shooting started with the rifles and ballistic shields. However, they waited 58 minutes to breach the classroom and kill the gunman.
Now, how crazy is that?
Right. So, check this out, McLaughlin. He said 4 agencies had controlled body cam footage. They are District Attorney, DPS, FBI, and State Legislative. And someone has chosen to release bits and pieces of body cam, surveillance videos of the choosing to create chaos in the community and keep the whole truth from coming out.
How is it creating chaos? They're trying to get the truth out.
But they're just showing bits and pieces of what went on instead of...
Oh, not the whole story.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, you know how sometimes when they doing news stuff, they put bits and pieces together.
Yeah.
And it looks like this person is, you know.
So they basically slant the story.
Right.
Well, I won't say I knew, but I had seen some of the video footage showing and reporting that they were in that building for almost an hour.
Right.
When the shooter was in there.
Right.
And then they tried to keep all of that on the hush. And I'm like, how you going to keep that under wraps?
I don't know. I personally understand is that, when you see these police officers and everything, they are every day walking around with all this uniform and gear and everything, and they walk around with they got the little thumb, I put a thumb in a bulletproof vest, and they were over in the corner talking to women, whether it be Metropolitan Police or Subway Police or Metro Police, and everybody is just so stylish as they stand there with their gun in their hip. But then when it comes time, and I'm talking about all over the world,
right?
Cops just got that macho image all over the world. Right. They just bad boys. You go into a club and you see some of the brothers that are doing it.
But this time I don't blame the officers. I blame the the supervisor, whoever was in charge.
Right. But
usually they have a protocol. When you have an active shooter, you're supposed to go in just like that.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't talking about the officers themselves. I'm talking about the image they project with the gun on their hip.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying that at some point you got to do like the movies. First of all, you got to look at what you got. You got one guy, 18 years old. Okay? Now, if you stand outside as a police officer and you got 18 years experience as a police officer, then you need to at that point you listening for sounds. Where's he at?
Right.
What part of the room he's in? Talking to the other guys who got 10, 12, 8 years experience. They look like, oh yeah, he's gonna let me inside.
Right.
Every time you hear a shot, when you shouldn't wait till every time you hear a shot, that means somebody's dying. But when you hear a shot, he can't hear footprints.
Right.
So use the shot as a time where you can do some walking or something, and somebody should eventually kick that door. And we see it on the movies all the time. On Chicago PD when they come in and bum rush the house. 4 or 5 people. You can go in a house and bum rush, but when it comes to bum rushing somebody that's in there killing people, you're not bum rushing.
I just think that leader, whoever was the guy who was
he was a punk ass. Yeah.
I think he was just scared. And he was scared that some other lives were going to be taken. Sometimes you have to take that chance. These are kids.
Yeah.
So what were they, collateral damage?
And they were getting blown to bits.
What do you mean, the officers?
No, the kids.
No, I'm just saying the officers. I think he was afraid that I make this call, all these officers go in here and they get shot up. It's on me. That's how I felt that he probably was thinking. I'm like,
well, that's some faulty logic.
But these are kids,
right?
So you have to act fast. That's my thing.
That's crazy.
But I'm quite sure he's going to be out of a job. He's on administrative leave right now. The guy that was head of it.
Yeah, well that's
what is he? The mayor, the police chief, or what is he?
No, he was a police chief, but he's also a city council member.
Yeah.
He's also he was in charge of the overall superintendent of school law and whatever.
He just had too much. he just had too much authority, whatever. It was just too much. But we're going to continue to follow the story to see what's going to happen, see what happens. So we're going to go from there. So, all right, we're going to keep it moving.
Okay.
What you got over there, Whitworth?
All right, I've got the Supreme Court, in their infinite stupidity, has repealed the New York gun law. They had nothing else to focus on, and they decided to pick this. Exactly. Despite the majority of Americans who are favoring some kind of gun reform, gun control, something to do to get the gun situation under control, the conservative majority of the Supreme Court sees things differently, and in another ruling issued today, or this was yesterday, I think it was, is going to have widespread ramifications because they overturned a century-old New York concealed carry permit, and even though there's been over 250 mass shootings in the United States just this year alone, and we're just, halfway? We're not even halfway through the year because June is still in progress. Mm-hmm. And there's been 250 mass shootings already this year in this country. But one of the biggest cities in the country, which is New York City, they have to deal with the prospect of even more guns on the street because the Supreme Court struck down this whole, concealed gun situation. Mm-hmm. So under the standards of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, that was that case, not only do you have to apply for a concealed carry license, but a person has shown proper cause or a specific need to carry a weapon in New York. So the conservative wing of the Supreme Court disagreed with that standing in a 6-3 ruling. Mm-hmm. Now, that thing has been on the books for a long time, and now they struck it down. And, of course, your boy, Clarence Thomas, voted, he was one of the justices who wrote an opinion and determined that the test of what is considered proper cause mm-hmm. violates American Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. So he also claimed that New York law violates the 14th Amendment, which made Second Amendment rights applicable to all states. So, of course, there's still some ambiguity about how the ruling would impact states all over the country. Justice Brett Kavanaugh and Justice John Roberts were the only, said that it would only affect states where gun owners justify issuing a concealed carry permit. So in the dissenting opinion, Justice Stephen Breyer stated that the ruling hampers state actions as they try to curb gun violence. He's saying, look, we're trying to put the lid on this gun situation, mm-hmm. and y'all are just not only taking the lid off, but throwing the lid way across the street somewhere. But, he was in, Justice Breyer was in the minority in that vote. And in an almost appalling response to Breyer's dissent, Justice Samuel Alito is claiming that the recent rash of gun violence is not adjacent to what the law states that you can pace. Basically, Alito was trying to use the Buffalo shooting as an example to say, even if these gun laws were in place, it wouldn't have stopped the Buffalo situation. So, and people were really upset behind that. I'm like, wait a minute. How are you going to bring up Buffalo and say, even if these gun laws were in place, Buffalo still would have happened? Well, of course, if people still own guns, you can't stop a person who legally owns a gun from using it. So, but the point of the gun laws and gun reform is to try to do something about the way that people get a hold of guns, mm-hmm. like 18-year-olds being able to walk right. into a gun shop and buy a gun. Right. Mm-hmm. But, Justice Alito apparently didn't see it that way. So, in New York, the mayor is all upset. I mean, the governor is upset mm-hmm. because this stuff is happening within their jurisdiction, the way this stuff has been rolled back.
So explain it to me in black and white. So they overturned the gun law, so
they overturned the way that you had to go about the concealing of a gun.
You don't have to conceal it. It can
right.
be open.
Because the Supreme Court said that forcing people to have to justify the need for having a gun is against the Second Amendment.
You had to put down a legitimate reason why you
needed a gun.
Why you had to have a secure, why you feel you warranted a concealed weapon.
Got it.
But Texas does it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you messing with New York, but you're not messing with Texas?
Exactly. Why they pick on New York? And I think they picked on New York because New York just recently passed a state law that had to do with guns and how to control them.
Buying them at 21.
Exactly.
You know, I tell you what, the whole thing.
So they picked on New York.
Let me tell you something. The whole thing behind all that, and what people ain't understanding is that anything in life, not just guns, anything in life that you are trying to get rid of, you're trying to do anything possible. You know, if I had an infestation of mice or rats in my backyard, I'm trying everything. You know what I mean? I'm trying little people. Oh man, I got this thing, man, where I saw on HSN. They got a little thing, man, where it goes into a little hole, and then you hear. And I got a thing where you can put the poison down, or you can spray a little bug. You know what I mean? Well, don't spray that because that's gonna mess up. Well, no kids. Well, don't do that there because that's gonna mess with the dog. I ain't got no dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to think, what do you have that's stopping you from getting what it is you need? Because if you keep worrying about what everybody, it's always going to be some naysay people. That even when you spray Raid in the house, oh, don't spray Raid. Oh, my God, that's going to the environment. Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. That can get in your HVAC system and go in your air conditioning system and mess up your, you know. But you got to, all they're saying with gun laws is start something. Change the age from 18 to 21. Give a person 3 more years out of high school before they can go in the store and buy a gun. Because hell, when I was 18,
people of the country are saying do something.
Right.
Because if we keep doing nothing, we're going to keep getting what we're getting. So can we do something to try to slow this kind of stuff down?
You know what they need to listen to also is the insurance world, the car insurance world.
Why the car insurance world?
Because if you ain't 25 years old, not only car insurance world, but the rent-a-car world, too.
Oh, yeah.
Rent-a-car world and the car insurance world. If you ain't 25 years old, you ain't playing that pool.
Right.
That's right.
Or start taxing these people that are buying guns or something. You have to do something. But, you know, I also saw something. I'm sorry. You finished?
Yeah.
I saw something on the news talking about how they're trying to attack these credit cards because they're purchasing the guns and everything through credit cards.
Oh, I heard that too.
And
ain't nobody saying nothing.
Right. So if you don't take the charge, you see that it is a gun. How are these 18, 19-year-old kids getting these cards?
Yeah, but you know what? The other side of that story you're talking about is a lot of gun owners don't have merchant numbers.
Right, they did say
they don't
that
have merchant numbers
to the gun.
To show that you can't go after them. They know it too. Here's the deep part about that. Not having a merchant number means that if you have a complaint about what the gun people did, the credit card can't really help you.
Right.
Because they don't have a merchant number to go after them. So you're saying, okay, I'm going to buy this gun. I'm going to spend this $900. And if something go wrong, yada, 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 I can't tell the credit card company that, you know. So in a nutshell, I'm saying if somebody taps into the credit card, into that store's database, and they find everybody's information, they start charging everybody's credit card, you can't complain to your credit card company about that gun shop getting, hacked.
Right.
Because they don't have no real record to find your stuff, but the back of stuff is deep. And gun shops are saying, we don't want a merchant number.
Right.
I'm like, wow. Well, why don't you just go ahead and scrape the serial number off the damn gun?
Why don't you just say cash only and be done with it?
Right, but you know, I saw a story, and we'll go off the soapbox, that I forgot what state it was in, but it was a gun shop, and in this state, they passed a law that every gun shop had to have a security camera there.
Mhm.
This gun shop said, nope, we don't want that. You know, they closed up and moved to another state. I said, okay.
They said, okay, y'all want cameras?
Right.
Bye-bye.
Right, you're not going to tell us what to do. So they said, look, there was a big sale then.
Mhm.
Like a Macy's Day Parade sale.
They probably had a everything must go sale.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's very true.
Yeah.
Cleared all that stuff out.
All right, Papa, come on. You got the last one.
You know what? This story here is very sad because, you don't know. I don't know. All of them is saying that there's no particular reason given or whatever. And you remember the situation with the CTE, with the brain situation and all. And I'm not even going to elaborate on that because nobody knows. I mean, we can only be thankful for the life they lived and everything. But recently, over the past few months, weeks, days, there's been a lot of people that are NFL professionals that have passed away. And these people are very young. And then most of them are saying no reason given. And these are people we knew and things like that, people with a full life, people who had life ahead of them. These are recent NFL tragedies in 2022 alone. Okay, in June 2022, the Baltimore Ravens confirmed that a gentleman named Ferguson, he passed away at the age of 26 years old.
Wow.
Okay? We are profoundly saddened by the passing of Jason Ferguson. A statement from the team read that he was a kind, respectful young man with a big heart and a big smile and an infectious personality. We express our heartfelt condolences to Jason's family and friends as we mourn the life lost much too soon. Now, this was Jason Ferguson, Baltimore Ravens, okay? Now, the Louisiana native who was drafted back in 2019, okay, 2022, drafted 3 years ago, reportedly found unresponsive and pronounced dead with no signs of trauma or foul play, according to ESPN.
Wow.
Okay, authorities responded to a call in northern Baltimore, and no official cause of death have been announced yet. All right, 19, 3 years, still in the league. Just thrown to by Action Jackson, quarterback, still on the roster. All right, Jeff Gladney. He's passing also shocked supporters when he died. Well, this was in a car crash at the age of 25.
Wow.
All right, the Texan native who was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings in 2020, 2 years ago. All right. Texan native. He'd been drafted by the Minnesota Vikings back in 2020. He was a victim of a fatal accident in Dallas, car accident. The Dallas County Sheriff Office launched an investigation into the cause of death after the vehicle was reported speeding and lost control. So he did have a reason for his death. All right? This other gentleman, his nickname was the Goose, Tony Saragusa, former Baltimore Ravens. He was part of the 2000 championship that they had in 2000 with Shannon Sharp, your boy, and Ray. In fact, Ray Lewis was a rookie that year. Right. That was his first year in the NFL. Former Baltimore Raven defensive tackle. He died in June of 2000. So I think it was last week or yesterday or whatever. Okay, at the age of 55. His cause of death was not revealed at all. They just got one line on him. This guy here, Marion Barber. Marion Barber was a running back for the Dallas Cowboys and a couple other teams. Very well-known dude. Marion Barber III. He used to come in when the other boy wasn't doing too well. The boy, what's his name? The Chia Pet, with all the hair.
Oh, gosh. I don't remember his name.
Anyway.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a backup running back. Anyway, former NFL player. He was found dead in June of 2020, just a couple weeks ago. Marion Barber, who was running back, who passed away at the age of 38. He wasn't playing anymore, but he was discovered in his apartment doing a welfare check. His cause of death is currently unknown. Wow. Ahead of his death, the Minnesota native played for his home state with the college team, Golden Gallopers and the Dallas Cowboys, like I said.
These were all in June?
Pretty much, yeah, so far, yeah.
Wow.
Now, this is in April of 2020. The Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, you remember Dwayne Hopkins?
Oh,
He died at 24 years old. After he was struck by a vehicle while crossing the intersection in South Florida. He was pronounced dead on the scene.
They said he had a few drinks.
Yeah, his alcohol level was up. Said he ran out of gas as well. And that was just an ironic situation. Feeling indispensable when when you're on a. Shane Oliver, this guy was a former San Diego Charger player. He died March of 2020 at the age of 40. Former player. All right. 3 months later, E! News reported that the New York native died from a hypertensive heart disease.
Wow.
All right. But the contributing cause of death was contributed to obesity.
Oh, he was a big dude.
Yeah. While playing in the NFL, Shannon Oliver developed an addiction to painkillers.
Oh.
Checking into a rehab back in 2008. He later said that he took 125 Vicodin tablets per day.
Jeez.
What?
At the height of his addiction.
Shoot.
He estimated that he spent in his career, they said he spent at least $580,000 on painkillers alone.
Jeez. Good gracious.
So that is what's happening.
That man must have been in constant 24/7 pain.
Sometimes it's just a mind thing after a while. It's an addiction. You can't, you think you're in pain, but you're really not. It's just, I got to have it. You get addicted to it. Ooh, boy.
I think you're right. Sometimes it's in your head. Because you had pain, and then it's the fear that, the pain is going to come back. Let me take this so I can make sure I don't feel it. That is so unfortunate.
Crazy.
And that was just in a matter of a couple of months.
That's a lot.
What is happening?
Yep, it's a lot.
Wow.
Tell him.
People better realize that you are not invincible.
Yep, for sure.
I know.
Ooh,
Take a little commercial break?
Yeah, we're going to take a little musical break. It'll be a shorty. And then we're coming back on the other side of the break with the cocktail of the week. We sure going to need one.
All right, welcome back from Pajama Party. I'm one of those Poppa DD. Here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. All right, it's that time. For the thirsty folks, it's time for the cocktail of the week. What you got for us, Ketel?
This is called the Ocean Breeze Punch.
Ooh, going to the island.
This is summertime. Why not get it in?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got 1.5 cups of Smirnoff number 21 vodka.
Ooh.
1.5 cups of the blue Curaçao. 2 cups of lemonade and a lemon wheel. So we're going to combine the Smirnoff, the blue Curaçao, and the lemonade into a large punch bowl filled with ice. Stir well and garnish with the lemon wheels. And that is the Ocean Breeze Punch.
Oh, okay. So it's lemonade, vodka,
blue Curaçao.
Blue Curaçao. Okay.
And then the lemon wheels are put on top.
Okay. That sounds like an easy punch.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a whole punch bowl.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like a good summertime party drink.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
All right. Well, Cocktail of the Week is brought to you by DC Homegrown Entertainment and Ketel. Thank you so much. All right, Poppa DD, it's over to you. You know the question. What's poppin'?
What's poppin'? Off the top of my head, so many things. But
what you gonna give us tonight?
Last week I broke it down on the customer service level. Remember that?
Mhm.
That was crazy. Now, this week, let's break it down to people that are just hard-headed when it comes to just learning simple shit. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. You know, I don't know. I'm a man of a certain age. You know, I'll remain ageless like I'm remaining faceless behind this microphone. But I just can't understand for the life of me how, and if this is you, don't get mad at me. You know, I just can't understand for the life of me how some people of a certain age just kind of feel like they just don't want to play the game. And when I say the game, I mean the little game. Not the heavy game or the strong game, but the little game. You know, because knowledge is always, knowledge is bliss. You know, we got to learn some aspect, and you ain't got to be no Jeopardy champion, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to certain things in life, you just got to get in the game, you know? Let's talk about cell phones, okay? We ain't going to make it no heavier than that. Now, cell phone is an entity that came into the world, been in the world. Been in the world. I mean, I'm not even going to tell my age on how far I go back with cell phones, but I used to work at a couple electronic stores, one called Circus City, years ago. I ain't going to say what year. And up north, they had a Jewish-owned store called Nobody Beats the Wiz. I used to work at Silos also. SILO was another electronic store years ago, but cell phones wasn't out when they were open. But Nobody Beats the Wiz and Circus City, when they first got started, I worked at both those stores. In fact, they was across the street from each other. I was moonlighting in both of them joints. I was a bad joker when I was younger. Anyway, they used to have Panasonic phones in a bag. Panasonic was out there big time. Panasonic, JVC, these are companies that was out years and years ago. I ain't going to put the year out there. But Panasonic had their phone in a bag, and people had phones in their cars and things like that. And they existed. But the world has progressed now where now it's smaller, it's whatever. We got through the flip phones time. We got through the beeper time and all that jazz. Mm-hmm. But now we're at an age now where you got to step up your game. And when I say step up your game, I have had tons and tons of phones. That ain't bragging. I was just a player like that. 2 of them, one for business, one for pleasure. That's just how it worked. But what we look at nowadays, or need to look at now, and I'm going to put out this straight knowledge. When you buy a phone today, you can get all the fancy stuff you need, but the number one thing you need in your phone is hard drive. Okay? Mm-hmm. Which means how much shit you can store without it popping at the seams like a tight pair of pants. Okay? Now, phones big time when they started out, and they still got them on the market. 32 gigs was the max for everything. They even had them at 16. I got some phones that had 8 gigs. And they were big time joints, like a Note 2, Note 3. 16 gigs. They thought they was the shit back then with 16 gigs. Then they jumped into 32 gigs, and 32 kind of went across the board like a 32-inch TV. Okay? But then 64 came along. That was the Apple people. When they had them little iPads, that was their number, 64. iPad 64. 64. But the problem with iPads is that you couldn't increase them. They didn't come with a chip, the SD card you can put in your phone to give you more stuff on top of your stuff. I mean, now, if you got a 32 gig phone and you got a 64 gig little SD card, that's cool. Because you add 32 and 64, now you got more. But you got to keep transferring over. Or tell your phone to send it to the SD card. But nowadays when you buy a phone, the minimum you should buy a phone, gig-wise, is 128 gigs. Because that's all the shit we got today. Okay? That's how much shit we got in all four pockets. I'm talking about front pockets and back pockets. And even stuff down in your goddamn bra. Okay? When you empty out all your pockets in the damn bra, shit, that's at least 128 gigs. Now, you want to be a big-time baller when you get a phone, get you a 256. They do exist. A little expensive, but see, it's going to fuck up the person you go buy the phone from because you say, oh, okay, they're going to tell you everything about the phone. Oh, it's got a nice camera. The screen is 6 inches. It's got a camera. It erases shit. Oh, you get a picture you don't like it, erase it. Well, it's a digital fucking picture, so I can erase it any fucking way. How you tell me to do some shit I already know what to do? Anyway, so when you go in a store, don't let nobody sell you the bullshit you already know. What they should tell you is what the phone is worth. How much memory. Just like your computer. Your phone has the same shit your computer has in it. It has gigs and it has, what's the other joint? Memory. Mm-hmm. Memory and gigs. Memory means how far can you think back to shit. What is a memory in a computer, in a laptop, and a memory in a phone? It's like the memory in your head. It means, do you have enough memory in your fucking head to remember who your third grade teacher was in school? If you can't remember your third grade named teacher, then you need more fucking memory in your head. If you pull up your computer and you can't pull up some shit, that means you ain't got enough memory. Remember, memory ain't got nothing to do with hard drive. Hard drive is space. Memory is how fast I can get to the space. And when you got this shit called the Pentium processor is how fast that shit is processed. So it's bing, bang, boom. All right? Space, how fast I can get there, and how good is processed. That's the shit you need. Now, the process may not be in a phone like that because they're all the same. But just to cut my shit off and get off my soapbox, if you buy a phone nowadays, take my advice. 256, if you want to be a real baller and get your, if you got you into whatever you're into, you could be into it like hell. You like titty shots, you can have 1 million fucking titty shots with 256. 128, if you want to be a player and you want to hang in there and still got space to spare after you done fucked up some shit, 128. 64, if you are casual and you chilling and you're respectful. Don't fuck with 32. And remember, it all goes in number sequence. 32, 64, 128, 256. All these numbers add up to each other. 8 and 8 is 16. 16 and 16 is 32. 32 and 32 is 64. 62 and 64 is 128. 128, 120 is 256. 256 is 512. 512 is 1 terabyte. Okay? That's how they add up the shit in simple fucking math. I'm out. That's it. Boom. Lesson for the night.
Okay.
How about that?
They all double.
How that work?
Ooh-wee. Well, that was something to think about.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm your greengrocer, and that's your vegetable tip for the day.
All righty. Well, we are.
I think we lit it up already.
Yeah.
And that was just on electronic.
Oh, Lord. But we get some weird news right now, I guess.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
Come on.
Oh, okay, I'm first.
Yes, you are.
All right. I've got a crazy one for you. This woman, who's the only name they're giving because they're keeping her anonymous, and you'll know why. We're just calling her N.A., so I'll just call her Na. This woman, Na, who's only 22 years old, is suing her ex, who claimed to be a neurologist that graduated from New York. The couple first met on a dating app with her husband, in quotes, claiming to be someone by the name of Anaf from Jambi City in Indonesia. They quickly struck up a relationship online and eventually met in person for dates. Anaf even stayed with Na for a week and helped her take care of her unwell parents. Well, 4 months into their marriage, Na's family got suspicious of their daughter's new husband. Anaf never introduced his family to anybody and often had an empty schedule, despite claiming that he was a very successful doctor. because they just thought this doesn't make sense. You're such a successful doctor. How you always so available, hanging out and doing stuff? So anyway, they also noticed that Anaf never took off his clothes and would even bathe with clothes on when other people were around and in the house. So when Na confronted her husband over the lumps on his chest, Anaf said, "Oh, that's a hormonal problem." And it wasn't until Na's mother demanded that Anaf strip down to nothing, butterball naked, and prove that you are really a man. And that's when Anaf had to reveal that he was a she, and his actual name was not Anaf, it was Ariana, and that he had lied about everything, including the job, being a doctor from New York and all of that, and being a man. She lied about everything. So Na said that they had even been intimate multiple times, but that her husband had insisted on using hands only every time they were intimate, and Na never suspected a thing. Now, remember, she's only 22. I assume 22 and inexperienced. So she didn't suspect anything. So now Ariana is facing charges for falsifying her qualifications as a doctor, but not for claiming to be a different gender.
Wow.
The two had been married for 10 months, and like I said, now, she's facing charges for lying about being a doctor, but Na never suspected a thing.
Wow.
She thought she had married a man.
Wow.
Go figure. And it wasn't until her mama said, "Something ain't right.
Right.
I need you to strip down to everything and let me look at your whole natural body."
That was he or she was a Joanna man.
Yes.
Remember that movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mama exposed that thing.
Wow.
Mama said, "Something ain't right."
They must have been inexperienced or just naive, 22.
I guess.
If they were any older,
Mama told her
known.
daughter's so-called husband, "I'm going to need you to strip. I need to see your body because something ain't right."
Wow.
And that's when the jig was up. That's my weird news.
Now, where was that?
Indonesia.
Okay. All right. Mine is a Florida team hauls an 18-foot, 215-pound Burmese python. It's in Naples, Florida, of course. A team of biologists recently hauled in the heaviest Burmese python ever captured in Florida. The female python weighed 215 pounds, nearly 18 feet, had 122 developing eggs.
Whoa.
Ooh. Okay.
That's a lot of baby snakes.
That's what the Conservatory of Southwest Florida released. The team used radio transmitters transplanted in male snakes to study python movements, breeding behaviors, and habit use. Wildlife biologist and environmental science project manager for the Conservatory's program. The team used a scout snake named Dion in an area of the western Everglades. He goes on to say, "We know he was there for a reason, and the team found him with the largest female he had seen to date." Biologist, intern Cal Fidley, and another biologist, Ian, helped capture the female snake and haul it through the woods to the field truck. Probably heavy. Wow.
How much did you say that thing weighed?
215 pounds.
Good, great.
18 feet long. National Geographic documented the discovery, highlighting the continued impact of the invasive pythons, which are known for rapid reproduction and depletion of surrounding native wildlife. Well, they need to eat some wildlife, but they have babies like crazy.
Good gracious. 100? How many eggs?
122. Developing eggs.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
Oh, I can't stand snakes.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, give me the willies.
Heebie-jeebies?
Yeah, heebie-jeebies and the willies.
Stay away from Naples, Florida, y'all. Right.
Okay. Poppa DD, what's your weird news?
This is crazy, grab here.
That's why it's weird news.
Aren't they all?
Now, the Amazon executives could soon mimic voices of dead relatives. Now, I'll explain where they get it from, but this is how they the capacity unveiled at the Amazon, what they call their Mars conference in Vegas. It's amazing how people, just to put a little footnote on this, people have a conference to discuss something that they deem serious, but they go to Vegas to do it. So how fucking serious can you be?
Yes, they want to party after.
When you got lights, camera, action, whores, streetwalkers, dick slingers, everything else.
Is that what is in this article?
No, I'm
it's the after party. That's
I'm preempting the environment.
Oh, okay,
I'm preempting the environment that all this went down in because we are so serious to talk about this.
And I'm saying it's all about the after party.
Okay.
To talk about this, and you know, we have to understand when you go there to do that. Anyway, they're going to mimic people's voice. Now, in order to do this, you know, you probably have to have it. I mean, some people may find it helpful because you can have your mother's voice on the answer machine or something like that.
Right.
So you have to reveal it. The voice has to be heard by, you know, Amazon configure your voice and all that jazz, you know, which is nothing new. It's nothing new and nothing fancy.
Right.
This guy put the voice out there.
Right.
Anyway, this guy's name is Roshan Pashi, whatever his name is. He's the senior vice president and head scientist. So we know he's a fucking nut. Okay.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Okay, because he's mixing doo-doo with pee-pee and calling it sloppy joes.
Oh boy.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
That's a mess.
He said at the event Wednesday that the desire behind the feature was to build greater trust in the interaction user having Alexas by putting more humane attributes and empathy and effect on our customers. These attributes have become more and more important during the ongoing pandemic. When people have died, all of a sudden, people we loved and we couldn't cherish them when they died, so we have their voice, like I said, on the answer machine or something like that. We can mimic them on Amazon. All right. In a video played by Amazon at the event, a young child asked Alexa, "Can Grandma finish reading me The Wizard of Oz?" Okay. So Alexa then acknowledged the request and switches to another voice mimicking the child's grandmother. So now you can use the grandmom's voice to mimic whatever they're going to do. So once the voice is in the system, they can use the voice to just say, you know, whatever they're reading. Whether it be the Star Spangled Banner, Declaration of Independence, whatever. Okay, the voice assistant then continues to read the book in the same voice as long as the book chapter is being read, whatever you want them to do. The technology has exciting potential in education, abilities, and entertainment for that matter. And yet, it is also easy to imagine how you could be used to inappropriately impersonalize the speaker effect of the listener. Some people are totally against this because it could be very haunting and very, you know, deceiving. So they say it's a 50-50 matter right now. But the Amazon company is saying they're giving it further thought and, you know, they're running it through the ethics committee to see how it is.
Now they're concerned about the ethics? After you go and create the technology?
Yeah, so it's going through ethics.
Yeah.
Ethics is saying, wait a minute, hold it, these motherfuckers are dead. Is that even legal or, you know?
What the hell?
Unreal.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Unreal.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Well, they said it's 50-50 right now. People on the fence with it. Some people say, oh, yeah, my grandma's good. Oh, no, not my grandma.
I'm not quite sure how I feel about that.
It's kind of creepy.
It is kind of creepy. You know, as much as I miss my loved ones,
I don't think so.
the fact that they're not really saying that it's a computer simulating their voice is kind of creepy.
You may want to hear him say, hi, baby, how you doing? But you don't want to hear him read you a fucking...
Yeah, you going to read me a book or...
You don't want to continue to hear their voice.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you still had their voice on an old answering machine or something
that
was really them. But to simulate their voice, to read me, you know, Red Riding Hood or something.
Oh, yeah.
Nah. Okay. I think I'm going to pass on that.
Well, there you go. Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon, obviously, we're going to put them on KISS list because they obviously don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Put them on the KISS It list. Ordering into the creepy.
Do we have to put them on KISS list for that? You got something wrong with
Well, I did too. And some more stuff coming. But that's still creepy.
So we're going to take a little CC?
All right, here we go. Now, we ain't going to talk about the internal stuff now.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
If I'm boycotting Popeyes, I don't give a damn about your chicken sandwich or your chicken nuggets.
I'm just saying, though, that's still kind of messed up. But all right, we're going to take a quick little music break for about, 20, 30 seconds? And then we're coming back on the other side with, I'm just saying.
All right, welcome back to the Down Party One. Here's Poppa DD and Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
All right, Redwine, take it away with I'm Just Saying.
Okay. You know what? Tonight I want to talk about those jewel-flavored, what do you call those things?
Cigarettes.
Yeah, the jewel-flavored. Are they cigarettes or cartridges?
Cigarette. What do they call them? E-something.
Yeah.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, whatever they are. So, tonight, I'm just saying goodbye, Jewel. Bye. Bye, Jewel. Bye. So, the Food and Drug Administration on yesterday has banned the sale of Juul Labs vaping products in the U.S., citing insufficient and conflicting data. The decision was part of the agency's broader review of the vaping industry, which comes as a blow to the Juul company because they're a $2 billion industry. I mean, they're making money on top of money. And they've been scrutinized over concerns that they've been marketing to the youth. Now, they swear up and down they're not, but look at what you sell. You got what? Cherry this, tutti frutti that, all these little kitty fruity flavors that would really only appeal to kids. Most adults do not want to, have flavors that taste like bubble yum, bubble gum, and all that kind of crap. So who you fooling? So now FDA said, we're going to shut you down. You're out of here. Good riddance to you. Now the FDA said that any retailers who have any questions, just holler at us. It's like, you don't understand? You confused? Holler. Because that stuff's got to go. The agency said that, the agency being FDA, said they cannot enforce individual consumption or possession of the e-cigarettes and the pods, but all they're doing is denying any orders that apply to commercial distribution and retail sales. They're basically saying what you're not going to do is keep selling this crap. We're shutting it down. Now, of course, all of the anti-vaping advocates, myself being one, are applauding FDA's decision since Juul, more than any other product, has been the most responsible for creating and fueling the youth e-cigarette epidemic. And we saw all the damage that was done. Kids have ended up in the hospital. Some of them have died. They got messed up lungs. They got all kind of health conditions and stuff from the youngins that like those flavors. Because that's what was attracted them. It wasn't the e-cigarettes, because e-cigarettes had been out. It was when those little juicy flavored kitty flavors came out that Juul was pushing that the kids started going, oh, this is for us. And then they had commercials that were obviously slanted to the youngins. And Juul swore up and down. They stood in front of Congress and said, oh, we're not targeting the kids. These are just flavors. They're available to everybody. Well, heck, everything's available to everybody, but you don't see grown adults buying bubble yum and what's those things, that candy that fizzes in your mouth and pops and all that crap. You don't see adults buying that. It's on the market for everybody, but that stuff appeals to kids. Dude, who you think you fooling? And there's two young guys that run that company. So y'all are in touch with what the youngins like. Give me a break. You ain't bullcrapping nobody but yourself. FDA said, you know what? We finally got you by the short and curly. You're out of here. Shut that bull crap down. So I'm happy that they're going to get rid of it. But, of course, you got all of the, I call them the haters, the vaping advocates, the haters. They're denouncing FDA's efforts to regulate the industry. And there's still some products on the market that are still there. But all FDA is saying is that kill that fruity crap, because that's what the kids are attracted to. Kill the fruity crap. We're not saying you can't have your e-cigarettes, and you can have some flavors, like if you want mint, you want, you know, I don't know, whatever other flavors, but all that little fruity stuff that the kids are drawn to, that's what's got to go. They're going to pull the plug. They have pulled the plug on all that. So I'm just saying, you know, too bad, Jewel. You had a good run. You've damaged enough youngins. Now your time is over. Go somewhere and sit your monkey ass down. This is Redwine, and I'm just saying, bye, Jewel.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, Jewel.
Bye, Jewel. I'm just saying. Get on out of here. All right.
Oh,
I'm done.
I heard that.
Over to you, Poppa DD.
Bye,
Living for the city.
Bye, Jewel.
Bye, Jewel.
Get the hell up out of here.
Get your fruit-flavored beep and beep out of here. All right, Poppa DD.
Oh.
Living for the city.
All right, I'm going to play on that because
What's happening?
I'm just trying to understand how in life we can be more on one thing and not on the other.
Right.
You know, the same with families. You know, some people in the family get a pass, and some people they crap on. Okay? I got first-hand experience on that one. Okay? Now, I don't understand how some people get a pass. Now, we talking about Jewel out of here, all out of here, but, you know, Newport ain't out of here.
No.
All right? Marlboro ain't out of here. Cools ain't out of here. And, man, have you seen all of the crazy brands that are on the shelf now? Victor and Sorrento, they're named after European countries and shit. You know, Paso de Leon, I mean, people just buying it, you know. Some people smoking all kind of anything. And, you know, Pall Mall is still there, or Pall Mall, however you pronounce it.
That's still around.
Camel's still there. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Okay.
Yeah, the cowboy. Oh, that Marlboro was the cowboy.
Yeah, Marlboro's the cowboy.
Yeah, I just remember that clap in that commercial.
But I'm just saying, everybody had not only strong commercials, but it killed, as you see, cigarette. They did tell them to kill the commercials. You don't see no cigarette commercials on TV no more.
Right.
Because they make enough money without advertising it.
Oh, sure.
Okay?
Yeah,
It's word of mouth. It's how much that nicotine gets up in your system is what holds you and holds your family, because secondhand smoke and everything else is all over the place. So, and I'm not knocking the fact that Juul thing, because a lot of young people picking up because it's fashionable and it's very flavorful. And you know what's so interesting about Juuls, what freaked me out, is when I first experienced it, I experienced it from a coworker about at least 10, 15 years ago. This joker had a mini USB and plugged that monkey in the wall. What are you doing with that? Oh, charging it. Charging it, which means now you give it power to do whatever. You can inhale it, take it. I guess the thing played music and did whatever.
Instead of USB, yeah, it could.
Oh, no.
But he charged up the jewel and it's stuck on this other thing. And now it just was, you might as well play the fucking song. Flute, whatever it was, you know, but the whole jewel thing was cool, but it just seemed that things like gun laws and regular cigarettes, Philip Morris, and, you know, all that stuff is still very prominent. It just go to show you how the, what do you call it out there, the people, the lobbyists, how they're so positive toward things that they know that we take as, and nowadays I tell you, which is so ironic, when I see people smoking a cigarette, I just don't see how. You know, it's just been so proven. And I look at people like stars, like, what's the boy's name, the comedian? What's his name?
White guy?
No, black.
Always smoking?
Black comedian, always smoking.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
I had to think, who always has a cigarette?
God bless his soul, my brother. He's funny. He's all over the place. He's educated and all that jazz. But you know what? The one thing I don't want to see in people is when people literally allow themselves to let history repeat themselves through them. If we look back at Dave Chappelle and the way he smokes, let's look back at the way how Nat King Cole smoked. Or how...
But that was an era of smoking in the 50s.
Yeah, but it's still that nicotine, and the nicotine now is stronger. It's like weed is stronger. I ride down the street and I smell weed. I don't even see where it's coming from. I don't even see people walking the street. I said, did that come out of somebody's chimney? Where the hell did that come from? Have you ever literally been on the highway and smelled weed?
I have.
You going 60 miles an hour, you just happen to have your windows cracked, and you going 60 miles an hour, you smell weed. I'm like, wait a minute. Where did it come from? I don't see people. I don't see feet, sneakers, nothing. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying here. The main thing I'm saying here is that when I look at people like, and I'm not picking on Chappelle, don't get me wrong. He's a great man. God bless him. If he has that in perspective, he's a grown man. I ain't telling him what to do. But two people that I saw in my life that smoked all the time, like I see Chappelle with cigarettes all the time. And if you got that habit, then you should try to, I would put down the cigarette and smoke weed. But two people I've seen in my life that smoke like crazy was Nat King Cole and a guy named Humphrey Bogart. Humphrey Bogart had a cigarette every time you saw him. And Nat King Cole, you know, Mona Lisa. Great brother. Good-looking brother, stylish brother, you know, had all the stuff you need when it comes to civil rights and everything, fighting for his rights to perform. He had a TV show canceled because he couldn't get no, you know, no sponsorship, but you know, and that's how they went down, with the lung cancer on the back end. And it's like, wow, especially Humphrey Bogart. I mean, I'll give it to Nat King Cole, but Humphrey Bogart, that man was blowing smoke rings like crazy.
And look at George Burns. He was 100 years old, still smoking a big-ass pipe.
Yeah.
Was it pipe or cigar?
Cigar, I'm sorry.
Oh. Yeah, I remember seeing him with that cigar. But most of you, with cigars, you don't inhale.
I'm not supposed to.
So you're not, well, yeah. I don't know. But, yeah, you're right. He had that thing for him.
You only learned that doing inhale stuff from Bill Clinton.
Okay.
Anyway. All right, but yeah, I just want to close out with that to say that, you know, if we're going to stop stuff or curb stuff, let's curb the gun laws as well as the cigarette laws and everything. Let's not just jump on Jewel, jump on everybody a little bit. You know, we're afraid of some people and let everybody get away with a pass, but like I said, it's like family members. Some family members get crapped on and some of them get a pass, but you ain't heard that from me.
Right. Thank you, Poppa DD.
No PC?
That was a good one. Yeah.
All right, we're going for another music break.
Yep.
All right, let's go back in the vault. And get some Aretha Franklin.
What's on there?
Natural Woman. Come on, Aretha.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired, and when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind. You're the key to my peace of mind. Well, you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. When my soul was in the lost and found.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party 1. Your host, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel
Hello.
and Redwine. We hate to cut.
Why, darling?
That's the great Aretha Franklin song. We hate to cut it. But Redwine is running stuff, and she's not that emotional. She's just cold-blooded.
Whatever.
Dragging a whip.
The show must go on.
Anyway, we're going to take it. We're going to Hollywood now?
Yeah,
We're going to Hollywood.
All right, 3,000 miles.
Cross country.
Take it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You ready?
Hit it.
Hollywood. Hollywood. Let's go to Hollywood.
All
What's
right.
happening out there?
Go.
Well, the 75-year-old actor, Sylvester Stallone,
He's 75.
yep, is finally playing a mob boss in a new series called Better Late Than Never. Okay. Interesting.
He'll get the green light.
He said, oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
He said, I've always wanted to play a gangster, and I basically started off my career mugging everyone. You know, he's Rocky, Rambo. He was everybody, but now he can play a mobster now. So, yep, that should be interesting show. I might have to check it out. I like Sylvester Stallone. I haven't seen him in a bit. He also has a few other projects. He's going to be on the new series called Yellowstone, cowboy movie, and also his family's doing a reality show as well.
Oh my God.
He has 3 daughters, so it should be interesting. All right, the BET Awards is coming up this Sunday and hosted by Taraji P. Henson. Hey, our girl Regina Hall hosted it a couple of years ago, so I guess she's passing the reign to Taraji. So they're going to have acts like Lizzo, Chloe Bailey. She's up for like 4 nominations. Lizzo, I hope she performs. Should be pretty exciting. Babyface, Chance the Rapper. I haven't seen him in a while. Ella May, Giveon. That's my boy. I like him. Kirk Franklin. They got Kirk Franklin out the woodwork, huh? Should be interesting.
Your boy!
So, like I said, hosted by Taraji P. Henson, so it should be pretty good. That's this Sunday on BET. This past Juneteenth, it was a big celebration. Chaka Khan, Khalid, Billy Porter, and more, they celebrated Juneteenth at the Hollywood Bowl. All right. You know, Billy Porter, he got it in. Also, EWF was there, singing 12th of Never and 21st Night of September. You know those songs, don't you, Papa? Yeah, I know you do. They brought back the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Boy, they got it in. So I would love to see Billy Porter perform. He gets it. I see him on TV, but to see him in person would be great. Also, Ludacris and Martin Lawrence among the black icons to receive stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. All right. Black history has been made yet again as more black icons will be recognized for their contributions within the entertainment industry and immortalized with their very own star. All right, now. That's what's up. It's about daggone time. Also, let me see. Martin Lawrence, Ludacris, Sheila E., Charlie Wilson, Lenny Kravitz, Garrett Morris. All right. It's about time. He's been doing movies and things for a long time.
Yeah, Garrett Morris should have been there.
He sure should have. Yeah.
Martin Lawrence should have been there, too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think Will got his, but, it was time ago.
I'm happy for Garrett Morris.
Finally. Yeah. Also, the two lovers are in the news, aren't they always? Ben Affleck and J-Lo. Ben Affleck has a new movie called Deep Water. This movie was to come out in 2019. And then they scheduled it for 2020 as well. It's a well-to-do husband who allows his wife to have affairs in order to avoid a divorce, becomes a prime subject in the disappearance of her lovers. Okay. That sounds like a serious thriller.
Sound like something on Lifetime, but okay.
It's directed by the provocative 80s thriller Fatal Attraction, Adrienne Lynn. So she's directed it, so probably a spinoff. Who knows? And last but not least, Stacey Dash is back in the news. She was on a particular list that I had compiled of a blacklist, but apparently she has gotten some play back on a reality TV show.
Oh, Lord.
The clueless star is taking part in the BET Plus reality series called College Hill Celebrity Edition, where she and 7 other celebrities will live together and attend Texas Southern University. The group also comprises of, Nene Leakes, Ray J. Wait till I tell you this one, Lamar Odom.
Oh my gosh.
Big Frida.
Big Frida from down in New Orleans?
Guess so. Dream Doll, India Love, and Slim Thug. I guess they had to put some I don't know, rappers in there or something. It's going to premiere on 8-episode series premiering June 27th on BET Plus.
Big Frida is a New Orleans native superstar.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I've heard of the name. I did want to go over this black list of these stars. She was on this list, but apparently she's getting some play.
Okay.
These are people that they say they can't really get work in Hollywood. Monique, we know why. Brendan Fraser, the guy that did the Mummy series and everything.
Oh, yeah.
He said some guy said that he did something to him. So I was like, okay. Shiloh LaBeouf.
LaBeouf, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's crazy.
Yeah, we know that. Isaiah Washington, we know he's crazy. But, he went through that thing with Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
He's doing some independent films, but as far as big in Hollywood, he messed up his career with Grey's Anatomy. I think that kind of blackballed him. I was surprised at this one. CeeLo Green.
I'm not surprised. He's another nut.
Okay. Okay, we know this one is Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen Vince Vaughn in a while. Now, he must be
I haven't seen him.
An off-script nut, but he's very good. He's a very good actor.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I haven't seen him in anything lately.
Katherine Heigl, remember she did the Grey's Anatomy? I think
she's the one that talked so bad about the show.
Okay.
She made some comment. I can't remember now. It was on Grey's Anatomy.
Right.
It was some negative comment that she made, and after that, you don't see her anywhere.
Certain people you just can't talk about. Lee Daniels, Oprah, Tyler Perry. I mean, as we see with Monique. And
Shonda Rhimes.
You see what I'm saying? Last but not least, Mel Gibson. I haven't seen him in ages.
Well, I think he got messed up over that anti-Jewish comment that he made some time back.
Well, that too, and plus he had a big episode with his girlfriend.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then the yelling obscenities and the phone. threatening to kill her and all that kind of stuff.
But you know what? Mel Gibson has made more than enough money.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
and more than enough movies.
I think he's fine. So.
The man is talented, but
right.
He's a very good actor.
Right, but one person I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna let this go. But one person I think they were trying to blackball was Johnny Depp. He said, "Oh no, I'm going to get my name back and everything else."
Yeah.
And now he's going to be the probably most sought out actor now.
He's doing another every season.
And old girl is trying to do a tell-all book, and I'm like, girl, don't nobody want to read it.
No,
nobody cares.
But you know what? Now she is pissing me off because she's riding off of him.
Yes.
And it's nothing that you could have really done too much to tarnish his reputation. People know he was out there, because that was his persona.
Right. Everybody knew Johnny was a freak.
Yeah. So,
yeah, like you married the freak. How you didn't know?
Right. So you either shut up and let it go, or you go and get your coin.
You got to roll with it,
right,
or leave it alone.
Right.
But don't try to act all brand new.
Yeah, that's my Hollywood wrap up.
All right.
All right, Papa, who's on this kissing list? We're going to get down dirty with that.
Down to the world-famous kissing list. We got a list.
Yes.
Oh, we got a list for them tonight.
Somebody lift it off of me? Okay.
You got your list? All right, can you tell everybody first what is the kissing list?
Kissing list is a list compiled of everybody that was a complete jerk-off and a outspoken knucklehead through the last few days, weeks, months, whatever, or in 45's case over the last 4 years.
All his life.
Who got?
Harry Reid. Harry Reid?
Harry Reid.
This is an insurance agency in Millinocket, Maine, for this plan a sign in their window on Juneteenth holiday that said, Juneteenth, it's whatever.
What?
It's whatever, wear clothes, enjoy the fried chicken and collard greens.
Okay. Yeah, they put that sign
whatever.
up in the window of their store. Talking about Juneteenth, it's whatever, we're closed, enjoy the collard greens and the fried chicken.
That's so weird.
And as a result of that, they had an affiliation with Allstate and Progressive, and once the word got out on social media about that sign, Allstate and Progressive have pulled their affiliation from that insurance agency.
Thank you. Okay.
And said, oh, we don't want no parts in here.
And where was that?
This was in Maine.
Maine? Somewhere where they think black folks ain't listening.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all better watch out because Connecticut ain't far from me, and our girl Gail, she's from there, so just don't get down and dirty.
Yeah, well, the racists in Maine were busted.
Yeah.
Let's see who else we got. We got Herschel Walker.
He's still acting the fool?
Of course he is.
Oh.
This week, in the latest installment of Herschel Walker acting a fool, Herschel Walker's on the kiss it list for saying that his multiple personality condition is not a disorder because Jesus had it too.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, boy.
Keep me on the wheel.
And also, he got busted on another comment somewhere. He was speaking, and he said there were 52 states.
Yeah, I heard. Okay.
I'm like, Herschel, you just need to really stop talking.
Who do he sound like?
And Potato Head. He sounds like
Sarah Palin.
Yeah, just Sarah Palin.
And the guy too that was the vice president for George Bush Sr.
What's his name?
Dan Quayle.
Yeah.
Quayle, yeah.
Remember his stupid ass?
Yeah.
I have the Supreme Court releasing that gun law.
Yes.
Amazon. This week, not next week.
Right.
The Juul cigarettes as well.
Who else you got, Pop?
We got the Supreme Court also for ruling to protect police from lawsuits over violating the Miranda rights.
Yeah, that's another thing they ruled on this week.
You need to read people their rights. If you don't do that, then... And this all stuff is geared toward black people. And what gets me is that Clarence Thomas, who was a shell of a person, because it's obviously
she's running
that his wife has the penis between her legs.
Yeah, she's running.
Okay,
oh,
running shit. And you know,
who else you got?
We got a Miami cop But telling a black man he pulled over that this is how you guys get killed.
Yeah, he stopped this brother. I remember this one. He stopped the brother. The brother was driving not his car, but his mother's car. So when he said license, registration, insurance, whatever, the guy was like, okay, I'm going to have to look for it because this is my mother's vehicle. I don't know where she keeps it.
Right.
So he's trying to look through the glove box and all, and the cop was getting impatient. And the cop says to him, see, this is how you guys get killed. And he said, say what? And then he turns on his phone to record it. And then he got the guy on the phone recorded saying that. Now that cop is on administrative leave.
Good.
I'm like, dude, why should anybody get killed because you're trying to find your registration and information?
But you got to understand that what he said really spoke volume. When he says, this is how you guys get killed. Like,
exactly.
Like we
Not
as black men
are
a whole nother, we're a whole nother entity of life.
Right.
When you pull us over, you're pulling over what you deem as the lower than whale shit kind of person. That's some deep stuff.
Yeah, because he specifically didn't say this is how people get killed. He said this is how you guys get killed.
You got it, black men. Whatever species he's messed with at that time.
Who else?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh, yeah. That jerk off.
For releasing a video game where
he shot at turkeys with fake news.
He's got, Kyle Rittenhouse has put out a video game that he's released where you're shooting a gun at turkeys.
Who's Kyle Rittenhouse, first of all?
That's the guy that shot the person in was it Wisconsin?
Yeah, he was in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Kenosha, yes. That youngin'. Now he's got this video game out where there's turkeys on the screen that you shoot at, but the turkeys have little signs on them that say fake news.
Right.
So you're shooting at these fake news turkeys, and he's calling himself, putting this game out to raise money for his defense fund against the, what do you call it? Not slander, but the other one, against the media. Defamation. So he's trying to raise money for his defense fund, but for media defaming him. So that's why he put this out. I'm like, dude, you got in trouble for shooting. You gonna put out a game shooting? It's something wrong with him.
And you know what's so sad, though? Talking about white privilege. This little boy can't be, and I say little boy because he can't be no more than 20 years old now.
Yeah.
Because he was 18 and 17 when all that went down. So it hasn't been 3 years. This boy's not even 21 yet. This boy should be in college somewhere or the military or chasing women or whatever you do at 20 years old. And he's already been in a trial for killing 2 people up there hobnobbed with Donald Trump. I'm like, brother, please unhook the parachute of everything you're doing right now. You're 20 years old, man. You need to really go in another lane.
Right. Wow.
But it's just deep.
I got another one. Patrick Roush, Rochester, New York teacher, for having his mostly black students pick seeds from raw cotton as a history lesson.
And where was it?
Rochester, New York.
Helpful.
So now he's on administrative leave. And his defense was it was optional. It wasn't a mandatory exercise. It was optional.
Well, why the fuck did it come to your mind anyway?
Exactly. That's another one. Go sit your monkey ass. Anyway, you already got the Supreme Court, Miami. Okay, Tucker Carlson, he's been acting a fool as usual.
He's a nut.
Trump, Mitch McConnell, all the Republicans for trying to, it was 6 of them that got called out during this week's hearings, the January 6 hearings. 6 Republicans now who've been called out for trying to get Trump to pardon them for voting to, what is it called? Voting to not certify the election. Those were the ones that were like, no, I vote to not certify the election for Biden. Now they're all trying to get, well, not now, but, you know, before Trump got out of office,
pardons, yeah.
they were trying to get pardons for that.
Too late now.
So put them on the kiss it list.
Help him.
Let's see. I thought I had another one. I'm sorry. Hard-headed people that Papa was talking about earlier. That just can't do right, won't do right. And that person, Ariana, in, where was it? Not Istanbul. overseas, the woman who lied about being a doctor and about being a man.
Indonesia.
Indonesia, thank you. That married that young, impressionable 22-year-old. Faked her out, something terrible. She should be ashamed of herself, for real. Did I say Mitch McConnell? Say him again. And Ted Cruz, as usual.
And Vega. Don't leave out Vega.
Vega.
Vega's a female in Virginia running for Congress. She won the Republican primary.
Oh, okay.
And she was posing with Ted Cruz and all the... And she's a young Spanish girl. And she is so dipped into the Trump stuff. Young, pretty Spanish girl running for in fact, she's going to run up against that girl, the white lady who's the incumbent now, named Democrat. I forget her name. She got a real unique name. Anyway, in Virginia, for Congress.
So Vega.
Her name is Vega, yeah. And
all right.
You wouldn't even know by looking at her because she looks typically Spanish looking. But she has got so much Trump and Ted Cruz and Mitch McConnell up her ass, it's not even funny. I'm like, wow.
Another one falling down.
What we got for?
All right, we got a special prize for everybody on this week's Kiss It list. Lord help them.
Kiss my entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party Crew. Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Well, we're down to the last word. And let's see, we were not taking any calls tonight, so thank you for listening. It's the last word, Poppa DD. Over to you.
The last word is to be safe. They just passed the pandemic situation where young kids can get vaccinated now. So, as they said, talk to your pediatrician and all that. See how healthy your child is. You know, starting at 6 months old. You know, if they're healthy enough to get that shot, you know, I think Pfizer has a 3-shot thing and Moderna has a 2-shot thing. So, whatever route you go, whatever, I'd put some resistance in these babies, you know, because I see kids walk around the stores all the time. The parents got on the mask, and the kids don't have the mask on. So they protect the kids in their own way, you know. All I can say on that.
What's your last word, Redmond?
Oh, my last word is shout out to the team behind the film Angie's Cure. They're doing an industry premiere tonight in Los Angeles. So shout out to Lynette Tichelle, Corey Grant, and the rest of the team that have put that movie together. It is fantastic. They're doing big things on that, so I just want to say congratulations and shout out to them. Looking forward to when it's released completely so that we can all see it and enjoy that. And I just wanted to say congratulations. You know, I really have been following them, and they're doing their thing.
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer is excellent. So if you want to check it out, you can visit the website at angiescure.com. I believe that's correct. But check it out, angiescure.com. Awesome. Right. And that's my last word. Good. Over to you, Ken.
My last word is you guys check out the BET Awards this Sunday with Taraji P. Henson. I'm quite sure there's going to be a lot of surprises, and hopefully they won't act a fool in the audience. You know. But Taraji, I know she's going to get it in. Look, from Southeast D.C.
Okay, now.
D native, another one. I think this is a record. This is the second one. Regina Hall was the first from D.C. to do the BET Awards. So now Taraji, she passed the reign to Taraji. So I can't wait to see it. So
there you go.
All right. It's my last.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for us. We're going to say goodnight and get on out of here. We do thank you for listening tonight. And tell a friend. Let them know about the Pajama Party show. You know how we roll. You can check us out on apajamaparty.com. And who's our parent company?
DC Homegrown Entertainment.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So check them out, too. You know, they keep us on the air, pay the bills, and make it a pleasure for us to do business.
All right. Oh, I did want to give one more shout-out to a special friend I've known. Oh, boy. I don't want to say half my life, but I have. Mr. William Baker, happy birthday. All right, many more. All right.
Happy birthday. Feliz cumpleaños.
Oh, boy.
All righty. Well, if that's it, we're going to get on out of here.
Right.
Say good night, Poppa DD.
Good night, everybody.
Say good night, Ketel. Bye. And good night.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of cheers.
Well, I say when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko, Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party.